If you've been in Bristol very long, summer just isn't complete unless you visited one of the city's main attractions, Lake Compounce. It's the oldest continuously operating amusement park in North America, having its genesis before the Civil War. The park has invested millions in recent years, and today is even more beautiful than ever. Among other famous attractions, Lake Compounce is home to dozens of rides, food vendors, games, and even a water park to keep cool in the hot Bristol summer. Jerry Brick supervises all this fun. What's the park's secret?
It actually started in 1846.
Wow.
So we're on our 172nd season, about 15 years before the Civil War. And when it was built, obviously I wasn't around at that time, but we try to keep it very basic. We focus on cleanliness, we focus on safety, and just guest service. If you could do those things, the rest of the business plan will fall into place, and then growth will happen, and you just see the park grow as you take care of those. But those are the staples that we do.
So give us an overview of the park. It's 2018. You've got a lot of rides, a water park. Give us kind of an overview.
We have 33 rides,
Wow.
and we have about 15 water attractions. We have shows, we have different events and festivals, but it's come a long way even in the 22 years that I've been here, but it allows us to keep thinking of different things and improving and making things better for the upcoming years.
And you always seem to have something new, whether it's a ride or a show. So what's new for 2018?
Well, 2018, a lot of it was internal work.
Okay.
We had a lot of sewer work to do.
Got to keep them running.
Last year the Wildcat was 90 years old, and we started taking it apart, and we spent millions of dollars on the Wildcat, and it never fully got open last year, so we put the rest of the money back into that. But the thing that we're doing new this year is we've worked with the Fred Rogers Company.
Okay.
And we have a show called Daniel Tiger's Gorific Day,
Yeah.
and we have the Daniel Tiger character along with Katarina Kitty Cat, and that show is going to start on Memorial Day weekend and run through the summer to Labor Day.
Another thing that I think is perfect about Lake Compounce is you can be 3 years old and enjoy the park in your way, or you can be our age. How do you kind of segment those rides and keep it that way?
Well, as you're looking at new attractions,
Right.
and as we do, you want to make sure, yes, you need the roller coasters and the thrill rides, you need the water rides, but what about those rides that maybe grandma and grandpa would ride with their grandchildren?
Sure.
So you're trying to make sure that you really cover a lot of the family spectrum, and that's always the challenge. It's not
Sure.
an easy task, but if it were easy, I think everybody would be doing it. But we try to make sure that we're always inclusive of the families when we can. But every once in a while, yeah, we got to put in a roller coaster, we got to put in a kiddie ride and gear towards a different age.
I don't think a lot of people, it is a business. You've got to make some money. You wouldn't be around since the 1800s if you didn't, because the entertainment dollar, people are more discretionary. What are some of the little things? I know that you have the most reasonable and value-based ticket prices, but what are some of the other things that people come to Lake Compounce that's only at Lake Compounce?
Well, you try to make offerings that they can't get locally. One of the things that we've done is we've worked hard with, we started working with some franchises. We have Pink's Hot Dogs out of Hollywood, California. We were the first location on the East Coast, and they were in Vegas and they were over at Cedar Point, but they came to Little Old Lake Compounce, and now we have the Hot Dog to Hollywood. Or we have camping now. We have a campground, and people are staying, and they're coming to the park. So we're trying to make sure that there's enough for the whole family to do, and people want to travel and come to the park.
Another thing that I think that Lake Compounce does really well are kind of like special events. You had a food truck festival last year. What are some of the events that we can look forward to this year?
Well, the food truck festival will be back.
Good.
That's coming back this summer, and we also have we do a Polish festival with the Polish American Congress out of New Britain, where they do dancers and some Polish food. And we have, of course, our haunted graveyard, which is always a good time during October.
Right.
Then the park opens up during December for our holiday lights, and most people don't realize that because we're still relatively new in that market.
Right.
But it's just the kids' rides, it's the train, it's the
It's
carousel.
almost 12 months a year, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is now, because by the time we're done cleaning in late January, we start hiring again for the next year.
You said you've been here 22 years. I know that you've been in the business longer than that. What are some of the changes and the things that you've experienced that you just never thought it'd be like this?
Well, back in the 80s, we didn't have cell phones. We didn't have internet tickets. We didn't have, there were a lot of things that weren't around, even to the rides. Our newer rides, they're hooked up to a modem, and
Wow.
the manufacturers can go into the rides, no matter where they are, whether it's Germany, the US, and they can look into our rides and help us out if we're having issues with it. So it's come a long way than what it was 30-something years ago.
You mentioned something that's really important, and you know, it is a 1 in 2 or 3 million on an accident, but your safety record here at Lake Compounce is kind of unmatched. What are some of the things that you do each year and during the summer season to keep everybody safe?
Well, besides what we have to do, what's required by the manufacturer and the state,
Right.
you know, obviously we're putting a lot of effort into it, because at the end of the day, it's our reputation, it's my reputation, it's our team, our full-time team, it's their reputation, and we work hard on it. And to be honest, if there's any question about any ride that we're unsure of, we won't open it until we get it right. And during their inspections every day, they go through and maybe we're looking at something or we see something.
So you do inspections every day.
Every
That's
day
got to
our
make a
maintenance team,
parent
yeah.
and a grandparent very comforting.
Well, yeah, absolutely. So every one of our rides is inspected every day before we open. And before, you know, we open up the coasters, our carpenters are walking the wooden coasters. We're doing a lot of prep work in the mornings prior to the park opening so we can have it ready for the day.
You're a big employer. You're very important to Bristol. Tell us a little bit about your workforce, how many that you employ, and you really employ all ages, don't you?
Yeah, we have 50 full-time year-round people
Right.
on our staff, and then we hire almost 1,400 seasonals, and out of that we have 16 to 23 is a big chunk of it, but we also have senior citizens that work here. We have people that maybe they work as a school teacher, and then they come and work for us part-time during the summer. I know we have plenty of school teachers that work here, but we may have people that are bus drivers or,
Sure.
or do other jobs where in the summer they have a little more free time and they come in to work extra income for themselves, and it really helps out.
Well, let's talk a little bit about ticket pricing, packages, things that we should be taking advantage of.
Yeah, no, we offer different packages on different days.
Sure.
Just like anybody else. If somebody asked me, it would be like an airline, the price would change. But, you know, we have stay and play packages with our campground. If you're local, the best deal is the season pass. In the season pass, they go on sale is before the season ends.
Right.
We're selling them for the next year. But typically, if we sell them on Black Friday, that's our cheapest price.
Right.
But we also have payment plans online for those if they want to try to cut the payments down. As we all know, you know, nobody wants to get that big bill up front, so
No.
we can cut the payments down for them. We have that available only online. But that is our best deal because it's usually less than 2 visits for either a summer pass or a platinum pass.
Pays for itself if you go more than once anyway, which if you're in this area, why wouldn't you do that?
Yeah, I would hope.
Yeah. Well, you and I know kids get hungry, adults get hungry. What I like is you've got a lot of different choices for food here too, don't you, Jerry?
We do. Our food team, they work really hard. Our food operation is a big operation,
I bet.
and we offer everything from, you know, your basic chicken tender and fries to natural cut fries to our franchises with Johnny Rockets, Dunkin' Donuts, and you know, we have Pink's in the park as well. So we have a lot of different foods, and every year we're updating our menus and changing our menus.
If you want to know more about Lake Compounce, the rides, the ticket prices, and actually purchase, well, where should they go?
Go to our website, and it's www.lakecompounce.com, and that should give you all the information that you need.
So if somebody wants to call out here, let's say they have a specific question they didn't get answered on the website, or maybe somebody's out here that they need to contact, what's the phone number that would be good for that?
They're going to want to call 860-583-3300, and that we'll be able to help them out at that point.
Well, you know, this show is about hidden gems. Lake Compounce isn't hidden, but it is a gem, Jerry. Have a great summer, and we sure appreciate you here in Bristol.
Hey, thank you very much. We appreciate being here.